Is there something you want to tell me?
Unmute. I better unmute myself. Welcome into the Music Matrix. I'm yours truly, Chuck the Funk. Let me just do something to my mic here. We always have to change audio. So do echo cancellation. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's been a bit. Lots going on in the world of music and dance music. Maybe you missed it just because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Maybe you missed that the best dance electronic music category for the Grammys, the nominations, and who will be up for that Grammy next year. I think it'll be in early February. That came in, I think, on Tuesday the 23rd. So short week last week. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, whatever holiday you celebrate. It's Hanukkah right now. It's kind of getting that end of year crunch, and I've been feeling it. There's a lot going on in the world of the music business, especially as it relates to dance music. So let's just jump in. Let me share all of the great visual content I've got. In fact, I see that StreamYard says no, I can share slides, but I'm going to just share screen. That's a new option, and find this for you. So let's see. Can you see it? Let's see. Let's add it to stream. Okay. Yeah, that's the title card. And we do want proof of life, hashtag POL. We want to know that you're here with us. So please let us know that you're here and tell a friend, because there's a lot that we want to share with everyone. So, our mission, like I said, it's about the developments in the music industry, covering business, technology, and culture. I think the Grammy stuff is really like cultural, right? It's about who is leading the dance music space and uncovering what it means to, also you. And if you're an independent artist, I want to hear from you. I want to know your artist name. I want to promote you here on the show. I want to learn and dig in and also help you strategize. So you can almost think of this show as an Ask Me Anything. I've been in the music game for, I don't want to say how many years, but I have a lot to share with you. And it's, again, specifically focused on dance music artists, but will be inclusive of all genres, okay? Today's topics, some of the things we're going to cover, because we cover a lot each week, we're definitely going to cover music metadata, and that's kind of how you're described as an artist in the world of streaming, how people search and discover your music. What genre are you? Are you a remix artist? Are you a main artist? Kind of these things that help streaming, search, and discovery. So super important, okay? Streaming data, we're going to look at some streaming data today. I'm actually going to take you under the hood of SoulClap and some of their streaming data, some things that Spotify has been rolling out for artists. Digital marketing, we're going to definitely talk about digital marketing today. We always talk about the latest tech tools and services designed for independent artists. One of the things I'm really excited to talk today about is vinyl. We were talking about it a few weeks ago, kind of what the hangups are with vinyl and the things that are causing the delays in, if you're an artist and you want to get your latest 12-inch on vinyl so that DJs play it. That's super important, the getting it through the pipeline and hitting that mark and that release date. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm your host. I always try to bring a different picture of myself to the game here. And today I've got my chart for November. This is a graphic design by Doug Alvarez. So it's a little picture of me in my chart. Another picture that's kind of important today is that my partner in FSQ, one of the DJs in FSQ, because we're a 6-person production team, Saeed Our Child Ali, it is his birthday, November 29th. He was born, and I don't want to tell how old he is, but we're young guys. And Saeed was born on this date. He passed away onto another energy sphere in 2018. So shout out to you, Saeed Ali. You would infamously know him as the Our Child. It is his birthday. Another picture of us, me looking less emo, like in this one, and a little more smiley in this one. That's critical, right? Is like smile at the audience. And if you want to learn more about Saeed and his impact in the world of both house music, hip hop, and he's George Clinton's nephew. And Saeed and I are the ones that put SoulClap with George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic for that famous, infamous E-Funk versus P-Funk meeting. And if you want to learn more about him, I've got this article up. This is from Love Injection Magazine, a really cool fanzine in the dance music world. You can get it in print in New York City. If you want to see this online, you can find it at fsqofficial.com/our child, HOUR, like our child. You got it. Okay. All right. So shout out to you, Saeed. And yes, I'm a business guy too. So you know this already. Tell a friend about the show so we can make it a larger thing and get more community involvement. Now, topics, who we want to talk to. We do have some guests coming up. And one of the guests I'm really excited about, I'm going to share you a little video of him right now. His name, he's a producer, and he is called Luxury. And I'm going to show you what he's all about. So let me just pull this right up right now and play it. Add the stream.
Want a whole lot of love?
Interpolation. When Jimmy Page came up with this iconic guitar riff, singer Robert Plant was like, what am I going to sing over that? So he sang this.
Way down inside, woman, you need love.
But actually, he didn't sing that. He sang this.
Way down inside you, in your heart, woman, you need love.
That's right. Plant interpolated an interpolation. Both neglected to give credit to songwriter Willie Dixon. When Dixon's daughter discovered the plagiarism in 1985, she brought a suit which was settled out of court. Plant later revealed rather revealingly, "You only get caught when you're successful. That's the game."
Oh, want a whole lot of love.
I love that. I love that. That is Luxury. Blake Robin is a producer based in LA here, where I'm at. And Blake is amazing. What he does on TikTok, and you can find him at Luxury, it's LUXX, yeah, two X's, URY. You can find Blake on TikTok and a bunch of other platforms. There's also Luxury on Facebook. And what he does is he figures out what songs are borrowing from other songs. And you would normally call that sampling. I mean, that's what kind of you would maybe know that is, but you need to know another word. Maybe, does anyone know what the word is? He just mentioned it. It's interpolation. So one of the things that Blake does, or Luxury, this is called Luxury, the artist, he makes these videos on TikTok, and he helps you understand how songs have been interpolated to make new songs. And what that means is, like, if I took a riff from one song, I replayed it as my own on the keyboard. So I think I have a keyboard right here. If I replayed it as my own, it then becomes a new thing, and I'm interpolating an old song. So we're going to take a look at that next week, Monday, December 6th, with Luxury. I'm super excited about that. Okay, back to our opening spotlight. So let's get right back into this, share, and we will go right to it. Okay. There we go. Okay. So yeah, but we want to hear from other companies. If there's a guest you want to recommend to us, please let us know. We'll get them on the show. Okay, we'll get them on the show. Now, what do we have coming up? Something really cool. Blockchain Brett's Guide to Music NFTs. And I really want your reaction. This guy, Blockchain Brett, has kind of made a whole guide to NFTs and the music space. So I really want to dig into what he's written and get your reaction. I've been promising you a talk about what are streaming engagement metrics and what does this mean if you're an artist. Spotify recently rolled this out. It's a feature within Spotify for artists. So we're going to take a look under the hood with that, okay? Twitch is going deeper with music. There's a new Twitch music program, and we're going to show you how you can get involved with that. Have you guys ever played Rock Band? Okay, or have you played Dance Central? Those are two music video games that are going to be joining up with Fortnite, and I'll explain why. Also, my vinyl mystery, where I was able to buy, I was able to buy my own album via Spotify. We're going to take a look at that and what else is going on in the world of vinyl. But first, our opening spotlight. So we started the show off with a song called Tell Me by Clive from Accounts. Okay, this is our top 10 November chart. We always, as an artist and DJ and curators, make a chart of what we're playing the most. And you've heard some of these songs on previous episodes of FSQ, the Music Matrix. You heard, for instance, we played actually the music video for Rumba Nera by Portugal's Best Youth. We loved that music video. It was really cool. We also played the music video for Amy Douglas and Joe Goddard from Hot Chip. Their project is called Hard Feelings, and we played their music video Dangerous a few weeks ago too. So we always should kind of try to feature these artists. Like, look, I told you we're going to talk about the Grammy nominations for Best Dance Electronic Music. I don't know. It's like that's the top of the funnel. It's like the highest thing up there that you can get to. I like going down a little bit deeper and exposing these artists to you here on the Music Matrix. And Clive from Accounts, Tell Me. We played that song in the beginning of the show. I really love it so much. But what about Clive from Accounts? What we do in the beginning of the opening spotlight is we take a look at artists and kind of how they're performing on streaming and what their story is all about. So when I look here at Clive from Accounts, what is the one thing that I'm always kind of yelling and pounding my chest about? I'm always like, man, come on. What I don't see in the search results for Clive from Accounts, and I wonder if you see it, is Clive from Account's website, right? I think that it's super important if you're starting out as an artist, and Clive from Accounts is kind of like a ghost producer. I'm sure it's someone really famous that we know. The music quality is incredible, but there's no website. That being said, I really love this bio here. It says, follow. Okay, we'll follow you, Clive from Accounts. It says regional tiddlywinks champion. Love it. It says stationary cupboard loiterer and all around beige sky thinker. Clive from Accounts likes two things, pens and music, but mainly pens. Uses springs, tape, and old synths with fonts he admires. Clive creates the musical equivalent of warm photocopies. So you can see like Clive from Accounts is doing this kind of like a business, kind of using business motifs or metaphors to promote and create his brand. I think that's super important, right? It's like, how do you come up with something that's unique that makes you different than all the rest? And the whole idea of like the name Clive from Accounts, right? It's like you think of business right away. So very, very cool, Clive from Accounts. We don't know who you are, right? But we're gonna keep digging in here. Okay. On streaming, or here's Beatport. Here's his Beatport profile, which I thought was really cool. Same bio. It just got an extra sentence here. He says, if it's going to be that kind of party, Clive's going to put his Filofax in the mashed potato. Like, these are really 80s business references to like a Filofax and things. So all of his latest releases are up here on Beatport, and then there's a top 10 tracks list. So obviously he's out there doing it, and is noted that he's got this kind of really awesome Beatport page. Okay, he's been on some really great dance music labels, right? Razor Tape, Dirt Crew Recordings, Outplay, and he's got a new label playing on the pun, called the pun. The pun here is his label's called Income Tracks instead of Income Tax. One of the things we always do here in the opening spotlight is look at what is his listener to follower ratio, right? So he's got 30 listeners for every one follower, and you really want to get those numbers up, because it means that of those 17,000 listeners this month, only 500 or so have taken the extra step to follow him on Spotify, which is, you want that to go higher, because every Friday on Spotify, if you've released a new track, you're an artist, that's going to drop in to all of those followers' release radar playlists. So something super important that we talk about. Now, I did see at the bottom of his Spotify page that there's a Clive from Accounts radio station. And in order to really get this, you have to, have a good volume of music out that you've released. And Clive from Accounts does. Like I said, he's launching his new record label. And you also, you need to have that listenership up. So like anything above 10,000, you should be able to generate that radio station, and it's super cool that he's got that going. One of the things that I'm always talking about to make sure that those algorithms work for you is that you are listed as a primary artist on your productions, and not just a can you guys hear me? Because like my internet is doing something funky, but hopefully I'm still here with you. I note that he's a primary artist, right? So he's the main artist. He's not doing a bunch of remixes. He's the one that's in charge, right? Because if you're putting yourself out there as a like remix artist, your songs aren't going to show up on your artist profile on Apple Music. This is the Apple Music Style Guide. the metadata. We've talked about this before. You really want to be that main artist on your releases. And it shows up on Apple Music that, yes, like he's the main artist. His catalog is here. It's presented very well. And this is kind of the advantage of, making sure you're promoting your main releases over just being a remix producer. I love doing remixes for the idea of like, getting with other artists and collaborating with them. But when you do all of your releases as the main primary artist, you see the results, the results right there, right? That he's got all of these things showing up on his Apple Music artist profile. All right. Here is his Spotify page. And one of the things that also stood out for me, and I don't know what his technique or his trick was, but I would love to talk to him about it, is that Clive from Accounts is being, featured on Spotify editorial playlists. So he's on Fresh Finds Dance, Mint Japan, which I guess is oriented for the dance music market in Japan. He's on New Music Friday Crate Diggers. He's on Metropolis. So he's getting on the editorial playlist. And again, there's a little bit to do with two things. One, that he's the primary artist on his releases, and two, that the music's super good. It's great. The music's great. So shout out to you, Clive from Accounts. We don't know what he looks like. We just have this kind of picture of him with a Casio keyboard, right? And this is an article from Clash Magazine. It was out just when I was putting this show together today. It turns out he had a release on last Friday on the holiday. I don't think a lot of the European market really thinks about the fact that we have a big holiday weekend here in the US. So this came out on Friday. The new EP is called Alan, and he's launching his own label. Like I said, Income Tracks. So funny to me. Anyway, he's starting his own record label, and that made me think, like, what is the cost of building a record label? Like, what would that actually mean? Like, and so you see on the other side of the page here, I Googled, it says, how much does it cost to start a record label? Google's telling me between $200 and $50,000. It says, but for large labels, average cost can be from $100,000 to $500,000. Okay. And Quora says the absolute bare minimum to start a record label in the US would be about $150,000. What do you think? How much does it cost to start, to start a record label? And I get why, like, you would want to do that, right? You would want to do that because you're in control of your releases, your marketing, or maybe there are other artists that you want to put out, like, as your own release. I get it. And so, shout out to you again, Clive from Macau, starting your own record label, Income Tracks. And I think one of the topics we'll explore is, like, artists, producers. Would you want to start your own label? What does that mean? What are the logistics? What are your marketing costs? What kind of metadata things do you have to set up? It blows my mind to even think about it. Now, that being said, I enjoyed the holiday weekend watching this documentary that you see here called Factory, Manchester from Joy Division to Happy Monday. So it kind of takes you through the story of Factory Records, which was the home base for Joy Division, New Order, Happy Mondays, which is kind of like a post-punk, I don't know how to describe them. The genre that they called it back then was baggy, but it's like a really kind of dance-infused, indie rock, indie pop type music. Great documentary, and I could not find it on any kind of like paid service. Guess what? I found it on YouTube. So this, everyone's watching the Beatles documentary right now on Disney Plus. I enjoyed watching this documentary, Factory, Manchester, from Joy Division to Happy Mondays. It takes you inside a record label. What's the bottom line of the story is that they lose a boatload of money. Okay, so that's why it takes me back to like how much does it cost to start a record label? How much does it cost to maintain it? And why would you want to do that? So super cool documentary. If you Google that on YouTube, I guarantee you'll pop up. It's about 90 minutes. It's a really cool documentary, especially in dance music, because the record label launched a club called the Hacienda. A lot of you may already know this. And the Hacienda was like the coolest club in the world in Manchester in the United Kingdom. So I would recommend checking this out. Okay. So it's time. It's time for the music business news, right? And it could be technology, it could be culture, and it can be just business. So starting with business, like where the money is flowing, and this could also, classify as tech. Kind of stuck into the news at the end of the week last week, again holiday week, was that the owner of Fortnite, right? I mean, if you've ever played Fortnite, I'm like not into shooter games and such, but the owner of Fortnite, which is Epic Games, they bought Harmonix, which makes Dance Central. I've never played that. Have you guys played Dance Central? I have played Rock Band. I have no idea how much money they spent on buying Harmonix and the Rock Band and Dance Central brands, but I can tell you from the news headline here, you see it right on the screen. Epic Games. Lev says Rock Band was my shit. Okay. Well, I think Rock Band will continue to live, right? It's like Epic Games, though, how much did they pay for Harmonix? I hope those people at Harmonix and the Rock Band creators got paid something, because Epic Games is worth $28 billion. Okay. And they say in a little joint press release, we're going to collaborate closely with Harmonix to develop musical journeys and gameplay for Fortnite that will continue to support existing titles, including Rock Band 4. And furthermore, Epic claims that as it works to build the metaverse, Harmonix team's expertise is needed to reimagine how music is experienced, created, and distributed. Okay. And there have been concerts, right? There have been concerts in Fortnite, right? There was a Marshmello concert. There was a Travis Scott concert in Fortnite. I haven't been in any of these virtual concerts. I don't know if you have. The other thing that's interesting about Harmonix is they have a music video design studio. So like if you're a big major label artist, you could go out and work with Harmonix on developing a augmented reality or 3D type metaverse music video. I've never seen that. So it's just interesting team up. And again, I hope those Harmonix people got paid. So that was kind of tucked into the news. I think it happened. Let's see. It happened on I think it happened on Tuesday or Wednesday last week. So just an interesting one. And you know what? We actually haven't seen that many like mergers or things happening in the music business world that would affect us as kind of dance music artists and producers. But this one I think will seep into the culture. I do think so. I do think it'll seep into the culture. Okay, now here we go. This is kind of what you've been waiting for. Did you guys notice the dance music, dance electronic Grammy nominations last week? It was on Tuesday. It's like, why do you do the nominations on a holiday week? And I wasn't paying attention. I didn't see this. And it's really exciting, right? It's exciting, but then it's also discouraging. It's exciting from the perspective that here you have like 6 artists that have never been nominated for a dance electronic, Grammy. That includes Marshmello, Millennium. I've played festivals with Millennium. I mean, the kids go crazy for Millennium. It's like this. It's a little too like crazy, heavy on the bass and blurpy blurp for me. Black Coffee, who I love, Major Lazer, 10 City, and they're all first-time Grammy nominees. Okay, So, well, obviously Diplo, has won Grammys, but he's only one part of Major Lazer. Okay, now let's look at the actual nominations, and this is where I said it's discouraging, right? It's like you're distilling the entire. Tell me if I'm wrong. Hit us in the chat. I want to hear what you have to think. You're distilling the entire huge. Let me put myself on the screen so you can see my hands. You're distilling the huge like umbrella term of dance electronic music into three categories. One of the categories very much surprised me. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little bit closer. But that's what's discouraging to me. How are you going to take an entire like large segment of the music world and put it into three categories? I mean, there's already the Latin Grammys, which is a whole other subset of the Grammys. I think that it's time for the dance electronic, if they're going to use that umbrella. I think it's time that there's an entire Grammys for this whole space, because distilling into three categories is just it's a little discouraging. It's just a little discouraging. So anyway, let's look at these. Okay, so I've only listened to, out of all of these. Now this is where I feel dumb as a host of as a host of this program. I feel dumb being only listened to one single one of these releases. And I want to know if you can guess which one it is. But, okay, we've got Afrojack and David Guetta. When they say recording, they mean song, right? So Hero by Afrojack and David Guetta, Loom by Olafur Almads featuring Bonobo. I love Bonobo. Before by James Blake, Heartbreak, Bonobo and Totally Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs, or Teed. Caribou, yeah, Caribou's cool. I used to like Caribou. You Can Do It by Caribou. Alive by Rufus Del Sol. Rufus Del Sol just had a huge concert here in Los Angeles. The Business by Tiesto. Now, best album. I haven't listened to these albums. I need to listen to Black Coffee's album subconsciously. Falling Embers by Millennium is also up. Music is the Weapon Reloaded. That makes me think it's a remix album by Major Lazer. Shockwave by Marshmello. Free Love by Sylvian Esso. Judgment by Ten City. I haven't listened to any of these. I need to get on it. Now, the next category, like I said, there are only three categories. There's only like best song or recording, best album, and then the third category is just so weird to me. The best category is best remixed recording, but the thing here that's so crazy is that like just because you do the remix doesn't mean it's dance electronic. So why is that category here? It drives me a little bit crazy. So even it's so weird is like when you see the artist in parentheses on the bottom of each of these nominations, that's the artist. So like Back to Life by Soul to Soul, classic song, has been remixed by Booker T. Kings of Soul Salsa Dub. Okay, here's one. Katie Lang. Okay, I'm like, this song by Katie Lang, Constant Craving, is super old, and it's been remixed here by Tracy Young. It's called the Fast Me Late remix. Okay, so like you can see here, like the Deftones. Why are the Deftones in the dance music electronic category? It doesn't make any sense. Well, they had a Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park did a remix of it. So that category is super weird to me. I've only heard one song out of all of these recordings. Do you guys know what it is? Okay. Well, I have heard PVA. I love this release. I like the original version of the song. The song is called Talks, and the Muramasa remix. I think that a lot of people don't know that this category exists, and I think that's why you're seeing such odd nominations, right? It just, I mean, who would have thought PVA's Talks Muramasa remix would be up for a nomination? And so I would say if you are a dance music producer, electronic music, you should think about trying to submit for that category next year. So for instance, Soul Clap, my label mates, my bosses for FSQ, they were trying to lobby to be nominated for best dance um, music album with their album World Transformation Force. I would say for next year maybe lobby for this remix category because wow, I mean it just it's just such a random assortment of nominations. Ones that I would have never expected. Again, like Katie Lang, or even like Papa Roach. I don't know. It's just so weird. Like this category. I don't know what you guys think about this. So, um, again, any of you who are artists, you should be tuning into the show each week because we want to talk about the tools and the platforms that will help you promote your music. Okay, and Twitch, it's kind of meta. We're on Twitch right now. Twitch is offering the collective. Okay, the collective is a way for you to get some marketing support if you're an artist and using Twitch to stream your own music. Is pretty cool. So what they've got in the program, they're doing a live stream playbook for music, right? So they're going to do workshops. They're going to help you understand how to build your community and earn money on Twitch. They're going to do a bunch of collaborations between artists. So they've got collectives, and you'll be invited to collaborate with other artists. So I think that's super cool. And then you'll be eligible for like promotion and a push across other platforms that are affiliated with Twitch. So, for instance, Rolling Stone, Amazon Music. Also, if you're using a distributor like to get your music out there, whether it's DistroKid, TuneCore, or United Masters, you can talk to your distributor about this program because it's a way that you can get involved and get more promotion on Twitch. This just launched in the last couple weeks, so I thought it was important to mention it to you. Okay, what else is going on in the world of music business? Okay, so if you're an independent artist, one of the things you want to be thinking about is what can my record label do for me? And one of the things that Warner Music is doing to try to attract artists is they have created an artist services division called WMX. And what this means is that like you can get a bunch of additional services that would help you, reach your audiences and monetize them, including vinyl, which we're going to talk about a little bit, ticketing, fashion collaborations, gaming, social, like because we're moving to a world where it's not just about the release, it's about everything else, like my TikTok channel, my NFT, my brand partnerships with a fitness company, and like you want to be able to facilitate those types of deals and partnerships in a way that's effective and can scale, so you're not just the only one doing it yourself, that you actually have a team behind you. And I think that's pretty cool that Warner Music is moving in this direction with WMX. Here's what they're saying on their website. I think it's warnermusicexperience.com. Like, hey, for merch, we offer end-to-end retail operations from design to fulfillment to e-commerce, retail licensing, gaming. So they have a unique partnership with Twitch. So like all the Warner Music Group artists now are getting Twitch channels built out for them. And then I think VIP experience is pretty cool, like meets and greets and how to do exclusive things for your fans. So super cool. And then, the other thing that's kind of interesting about WMX and Warner Music is they have a bunch of websites where they could promote their own artists. So they're kind of owning both the music itself and then the distribution channel, which is like content. So for instance, they own the Hip Hop DX website, they own Indie Mixtape, they own Uprocks. It's 244 million unique views a month of that content. So they're able to kind of like use their own media channels to reach their audiences with their music that they own. They're owning both the music and eyeballs, or we would say in the advertising industry. So super cool. It's just a nerdy thing in the world of music business. And I wonder if like a Ninja Tune or a Stone's Throw or another independent label, would do this. Like, how would they do it at this? This is more like a large, huge record label doing it. How would an independent do it so that they could make all those services available for their artists? It'd be interesting to know. Okay, back to vinyl. Back to vinyl. We talked about this a few weeks ago, right? So we blamed Adele for causing, booking out all the vinyl factories. And why is vinyl so important, right? Like, in the dance music world, there are DJs who just will only play vinyl. So if your release isn't on vinyl, maybe your favorite DJ is not going to play your record. And so it's kind of crucial to be able to have vinyl. So we blamed it on Adele, but I have an update. Okay. So this is an article that dropped last Wednesday. Okay. It's only the 9th time in history since MRC data has been following, they used to be called Nielsen SoundScan. It's only the 9th time since 1991 that vinyl sales have exceeded 1 million copies in a single week. And if you think about 1991, and for those of you who aren't around, because I'm sure a lot of you young people don't remember, that was like the CD era. It was the beginning of the CD era, and there, like, CDs were starting to take off. So that was like, there's only been 9 times since 1991 that vinyl sales have reached over 1 million, and part of that was Taylor Swift. So maybe we were blaming Adele, but Taylor Swift has gone and re-recorded all of her old albums and released them on vinyl. But here's the real thing that caused it. Walmart. Yes, Walmart. They promoted 25 different vinyl albums for $15. They were all exclusives to Walmart. One of the titles was Michael Jackson's Dangerous, a double LP set on silver colored vinyl, Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman, and you can see the top 5. Okay. Purple Rain, it's like from 1984, 85. Purple Rain, number 2. Nirvana's Nevermind from 1992. Michael Jackson's Dangerous from 1991. And Diary of a Madman by Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know what year that came out, but these were all like a Walmart promotion thing. And it just like pushed vinyl sales over 1 million. And that's why it's harder for us independent artists to get our albums out on vinyl, because there's only a certain amount of vinyl manufacturing plants out there. And it's crazy to see the vinyl boom, but there's a magazine called Decibel. They're actually into heavy metal, and they just totally, I love this word, eviscerated, right? They're like yelling at Record Store Day, which is an event twice a year, to sell vinyl in record stores. And their quote here is, a few years after what a celebration of the relationship between independent brick and mortar record stores and independent record labels was originally, collectors paying $75 for an online for a One Direction picture disc 7-inch as an investment, in much the same mindset as award winners who spent 10 racks on a gift. Sorry, NFT. Anyway, I love this article. I won't read it all, but they just kind of like eviscerate the idea of buying vinyl as a collectible thing. I think, again, in the dance music world, like, yeah, vinyl is super important, but I kind of get what Decibel is saying here, and how they're kind of like saying, look, the Record Store Day is just pushing a bunch of like rush to collect things that don't really have the value of playing the music. So very interesting, their take on it. Okay, we also talked about Shopify partnering with Spotify and how you could integrate stores into your Spotify artist profile. I've also pointed out how there was Merch Bar in existence, and how, look, here's Toki Monster's Spotify profile, and that you could actually buy vinyl through Merch Bar. I couldn't understand, this is where I said we're going to explore Chuck DeFunk's vinyl mystery. I couldn't understand, how do you as an artist get signed up with Merch Bar so that you get this little page on your Spotify artist profile page that takes you to a Merch Bar offer. I have no idea how to do it. I still don't know how to do it. But for some reason on the FSQ Spotify page, there was an offer for FSQ vinyl. Okay, there was this offer, and I went and like, okay, well, I guess I didn't even know that my record, because FSQ again is we're an artist, we're a 6-person production team, and I didn't even know that my record was available for purchase. Again, if you look through Spotify, you click through, and then it takes you to this Merch Bar page. I have no idea how this happened. So I did buy it, and now we can look and see what the goods look like. So let's look. Okay. Let's look. I've got it. I've got it right here. So this is open. Let's see if it's like legit. I have no idea how they did this. We're gonna make history right here on the air if I don't mess up opening this vinyl. I mean, they make it really simple, but somehow I can mess it up. So, oh, okay. Well, it looks legit to me. It's here. Do I open them up? I don't know. There's like a whole, there's color and everything, but I'm just kind of wondering how they got their hands on this. I mean, it's pretty cool. So this worked, but I have no idea how we were able to get this via Merch Bar. And if you're just joining us, welcome in to the Music Matrix. We're here every Monday talking about the music business and what it means to you, especially in the world of dance music. Okay. And one of the things we're talking about is the slowdown in vinyl and all of these big artists that are taking up the vinyl manufacturing, like these ones here that are on the chart: Prince, Nirvana, Michael Jackson, Ozzy Osbourne, and Taylor Swift. So we need hashtag proof of life. We want to know that you're here with us. You can drop your artist name or say hello, and we'll give you a shout out. But let's go back to the rest of this vinyl stuff, because then before we jump into the world of music NFTs and artist analytics. One of the things I thought was really cool is I actually have this right here with me now, is I have a friend and their artist name is Bad Business Club. They make new disco. And what they did is they went to this company, Least of All Sound Recordings. They have a studio in Brooklyn, New York. And what they do is they record like directly to vinyl. And this is really cool. It's a clear disc. It's a lacquer disc. It should play on your record player. And I thought this is really cool, but the thing that's weird about it is you actually have to record direct to the vinyl. So that means like how many times did they play their songs over and over again? I think they must have got, I don't know how many pre-orders they got, but pretty cool that you could actually like go record music. And I think that they left a special message for me. My record player is not up and operating right now, but this is a really cool way to get vinyl in the hands of your fans, and they can pre-order it using the Least of All website, and then you go in the studio and you cut one at a time. So I could be playing the FSQ songs over and over and over again, really, right? So that's a cool way, but let's continue on. Okay, this is super important. Okay, Blockchain Brett, this guy, I don't know him. I'm trying to get him on the show. He wrote a guide to music NFTs, and I want to get your opinion and take on it. I didn't really agree with everything that was in it, but we're going to take a look at it right now. So we are going to share. Stop screen. We're going to share the actual article. So I'm going to do Chrome tab. Okay. So this is pretty cool. Okay. And hopefully you can see it. Let me go back. Okay, let's add the stream. Okay, we're gonna just do it from the top, Okay, this is his piece, and it's just at brett.mirror.xyz. And what I love about it is it really takes you through what is a music NFT, right? And I don't know if I agree with, like, it's hard for me to get my head around some of these things. So what do you get when you buy a music NFT? You're buying the ownership of the music content, which can be held and resold by the owner. This doesn't mean that you get rights over the content. It's simply saying the song file, and this is the way to own it. It's worth what people think the song is worth. Think of it as buying art. If you own and collect a Banksy work, you don't get any rights to commercialize or distribute the art content, but you can hold and sell it. I don't know. It's hard to think of the music in the same way, because for me, it's about playing the songs and listening to the songs, not like owning the song file, right? So that's some things that are here in this article. The music song file as the NFT is now capturing the value of the song. The NFT is where all the value of the song accrues. Okay, I don't know what you think about that. The music song file will be consumed in upstream layers of engagement curation, creating monetization models that accrue value directly to the NFT. I don't know about any of this, but what's kind of cool in this article, and the reason why I mentioned it, is there's just so many resources here. And, you could probably reach out to Brett, Blockchain Brett here, but here are some of the ones that I think are really cool areas. And a lot of these are also tied to Discords, right? So like, this is kind of the area to kind of look for some of these things. So for instance, he talks about Catalog. It's the premier one-to-one music NFT creation platform. Okay. Sound is another one. It's a music NFT creation and membership club for musicians to create exclusive engagement opportunities. Royal is a tool to tokenize royalties and sell directly to fans. Okay. And then he goes into kind of the musician DAOs, or these are like decentralized authoritative organizations. And Mirror, which this article is written on, has become the place for musicians to create DAOs. So that's another one. And then the communities, I think, are what are the most important. And we're going to talk to Sherry Hu from What Are Music. Like, that's the one I belong to. It's a Discord. Songcamp is another one. It's a crypto and music DAO. If you're feeling like a lot of this is over your head, this is the article to go to. I'm going to put it in the chat. 1 second. It's Brett. I don't even know if this will even pop up as a link, but it's very easy to look at. So let's see. Will it pop up? Yes. But it's not a link that you can actually click on. So, okay, let's go back to and share. Okay. So that's a really cool resource. And I think it's important to share that with you. And we'll have Brett on the show. So let me do this now. Okay. Stop screen, share file. Okay, so now this is what I promised you. I promised you the new Spotify for Artists engagement and analytics, and what do those mean, and where do you find them? We're going to go into that right now. And this is something pretty cool. And I'm going to take you behind the hood. So tell a friend, because this is like a really brief exclusive here. I'm going to take you behind the hood of Soul Clap, Spotify for Artists, and you can kind of see the new analytics and what they mean. So let's do that. Okay. So this, what you're looking at, is the Spotify for Artists dashboard of Soul Clap with, it's pretty nice, hefty amount of listeners, 161,000 listeners. But there's this new tab here. You'll see me click on it, where it says engagement. And this is what you want to be looking for on your Spotify for Artists profile. Okay, and what does this mean? It's like this is where I really think it gets exciting because you can see how many streams per listener, right? So like you want to see that number go up and up and up, right? Right now here, there are 164,000 listeners and there's 334,000 streams. That gives you an actual idea of how many streams per listener. So it's about 2 songs per listener, you would want to say. Or they could be listening to the same song over and over again. But every time that a listener goes to listen to Soul Clap, they're listening to at least 2 songs, whether it's the same song twice or 2 different songs, right? And I think the other 2 metrics here that are really cool that you can dig into is how many people are saving their album, into their Spotify library. And that's something that really gets the algorithms going. It's something that's super important to look at. And you really want to see those numbers go up and up and up. And then playlist ads. So this is one area that I'd be looking at for my artists. We'll look at FSQ too. And what is it that happened on any one of the particular days, like on November 22nd, where there's more, right? Like what happened on November 15th that 533 people added Soul Clap songs to their playlist? So like these are the things you want to be looking at. I think this is a super cool new tool. You'll find it right under audience and you'll click under engagement and that's where you'll find it. Okay. So if I had to go back to my slides here really quick, you'll see what I'm kind of talking about in terms of like blips and stuff. I'm gonna have to try. Okay. So like here on October 14th for FSQ, we had 24 people add our songs to playlists. But like, what was it that was driving that type of engagement? And those are the types of things we're looking for, right? So anyway, we'll talk more about that with Spotify. I think it's just really cool audience data that you should be checking out. I know they're going to be rolling out a bunch more of those things, right? So anyway, okay. Next week, like I said, Luxury, okay? The producer from LA is going to take us through all the things related to sampling, right? Sampling, right? Like on my keyboard over here. Sampling versus interpolation and what that means for you as you're doing your productions, things you need to think about in terms of how do you clear samples or, how do you do those types of things. Now, if I want to go all the way back to my slides, from here all the way back to the beginning of the show, I told you that I do a top 10 chart each month of kind of what we're listening to. And I mean, just share, you see it right here. Let's look at it top. So one of the artists that I actually have on here that I just didn't put them in the opening spotlight is Remy Wolf. And Remy Wolf, I wouldn't consider to be a dance music artist, but Remy Wolf, I think is extremely funky. So she made the top of our FSQ November chart. And I've got the tune Quiet on Set here, although I didn't think that was like the best music video. So we're going to end the show here with her video for a tune called Gorilla. And it's like, again, I wanted you to think, all my fellow artist friends, about how do you do something that's so visually engaging. You have to watch it because that's what music video is all about. Like, how do you present yourself as a brand, as an artist? And we're going to play that right now. I'm going to dial that up. So let me stop sharing the screen and share the video file and leave the show with this, right? So it's called Gorilla. I love this. And I'll be right here to say goodbyes. I'll wave to you and such. And we'll be back next week with Luxury. I love you guys so much for joining. And you can always just hit me up at any of the FSQ official social media channels, DM us, and we're happy to take any of your feedback and such. So we got this. This video is really cool. So don't leave because